Raoni Metuktire, also known as Chief Raoni Aropani, is an indigenous Brazilian leader and environmentalist. He is a chief of the Kayapó people, a Brazilian indigenous group from the plain lands of the Mato Grosso and Pará in Brazil, south of the Amazon River and along Xingu River and its tributaries. He is internationally famous as a living symbol of the fight for the preservation of the Amazon rainforest and indigenous culture. Kashik placed under his lower lip. Raoni and other members of the Metuktire tribe encountered the Western world for the first time in 1954, initiated into the Portuguese language by Orlando Villas-Boas, the eldest of the Villas-Boas brothers and a famous indigenous anthropologist in Brazil. The young Raoni was ready for the Cubans' invasion. In 1964, he met King Leopold III of Belgium while the latter was on an expedition into indigenous reservations in Mato Grosso. Deforestation was already a cause for concern when Raoni, a documentary film by Jean-Pierre Dutilleux and narrated by Jacques Perrin, was shot. Marlon Brando, known for his support of Native American people, had just been paid an unprecedented $3.7 million for his 10-minute part in Superman, but agreed to appear for no salary in Raoni's opening sequence. Brazilian media's sudden interest made Raoni the banner-bearer of the fight for the preservation Amazon rainforest, which had been jeopardized by illegal deforestation, the increasing cultivation of soya beans, and the use of hydroelectric dams for the generation of electricity. Raoni gained international attention thanks to musician Sting, who came to meet him in the Xingu in November 1987. On October 12, 1988, Sting participated with Raoni in a press conference prior to the São Paulo show of the Human Rights Now single quote Amnesty International tour. After this event, Sting, his wife Trudy Styler, and Jean-Pierre Dutilleux founded the Rainforest Foundation. Its initial purpose was to support Raoni's projects, the first being the demarcation of Kayapó's territory threatened by invasion. In February 1989, Raoni became one of the fiercest opponents to the Belo Monte Dam project. Television broadcasts transmitted his opinions in Altamira during a large assembly of chiefs. Raoni visited 17 countries with Sting from April to June 1989. The very successful campaign gave him the opportunity to raise awareness around the world about deforestation. 12 rainforest foundations were created to raise funds for the establishment of a huge national park in the Rio Xingu River region, in Pará and Mato Grosso Brazilian states. Raoni's dream was to unite the 5 demarcated indigenous territories with then undemarcated Micronesia lands, along with the adjoining Xingu National Park. The united indigenous lands would cover approximately 180,000 square kilometers. In 1993, funds raised worldwide helped to make Raoni's dream a reality. The Xingu indigenous lands were reunited, creating one of the world's most important rainforest reserves. French President Jacques Chirac declared Raoni a living symbol of the fight for the protection of the environment. Since 1989, the Kayapó leader has traveled to many places in the world, including the northeastern parts of Quebec, Canada, to visit the Innu people in August 2001, and to Japan in May 2007. His messages were particularly well received in European countries such as France, which he visited in 2000, 2001 and 2003. Isolated from the rest of the world until the 20th century, the indigenous peoples of the Xingu region have fought to orally preserve their traditions for countless generations. Raoni found ways to connect these cultures with the world, while keeping appropriate stoicism, distance and dignity. Although he meets with prominent people in many countries, he lives in a simple hut and owns nothing. The gifts he receives are always redistributed. During his media appearances, he is almost always seen wearing a wreath of yellow feathers and arrayed with Kayapó earrings and necklaces. He is easily recognizable with his lip plate that stretches his lower lip. Subsequent generations have not kept this tradition. Raoni is one of the last men to wear a lower lip plate. In September 2011, Chief Raoni was made an honorary citizen of Paris by Paris Mayor Bertrand Delanoë. and received the Medal of the French National Assembly from Nicolas Perruchot of France's National Assembly. In 2019, a group of environmentalists and anthropologists put his name forward as a candidate for the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize for his lifetime defense of the forest in an interview on French TV channel TF1. During Raoni's 2010 European campaign to France, Belgium, Switzerland, Monaco and Luxembourg, he declared war on the Belo Monte Dam project, which jeopardized indigenous territories on the bank of the Xingu River in the state of Para. He also reaffirmed his determination to protect the Amazon rainforest from a major disaster. I asked my warriors to be ready for the war.